Hey guys, before I get going on the final Formula One event, the Emirates United States Grand Prix, I figured I would go ahead and fully upgrade one of my. How many do I have in my garage? Five. Yeah, one of my five Formula One car. And for this account, of course, the one I decided to go ahead was Mercedes AMG F1 W10 EQ Power Plus. Yes, quite mouthful, I know. The Mercedes AMG Petronas. That one. Yes, so the fully upgrading this car, of course, does cost quite a bit. Especially the later stage upgrades are really expensive. So total cost to upgrading this car, in fact, any of the upgrade costs for any current season Formula One cars, except for the Academy car, of course, we'll set that aside since that's not. They never really race together. So yeah, upgrade cost for any of these current season Formula One cars are the same, and to fully upgrade, it's gonna cost you 6,790,835 motorsport dollars. So yeah, that takes quite a quite a few weeks, not days, weeks of farming those 180,000 that we can earn per day. So think about it: just about 6.8 million divided into 180. You get the answer, right? So that is quite a few days of farming to collect enough racing dollars. Of course, you can spend real money and just buy more motorsport dollars and upgrade the car. That's another way to do it, but you know, we'll go the cheapo route here. Anyway, so once you have this car fully upgraded, the cool thing is that it opens up the Invitational Series, which is kind of like an exclusive series for these Formula One cars. By that, I mean the way you unlock is by fully upgrading the car of your choice. So the other cars that I have in my garage, as you can see, Haas F1, I have 20 upgrades, so that one's got a few more upgrades I need. Same for Red Bull Racing, Ferrari, McLaren, and so on. And the last car that I'll probably go with on this account probably will be Alfa Romeo, just because that car drives like such a beautiful ride. It handles really well, I think. So I like that. So anyway, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the Invitational Series. I'm gonna use this one as sort of a general guide because every single one of these Invitational Series for just like all the 10 cars have something in common. That is, they're all 10 tiers. The rewards are all same. I believe the total payout once you 100% complete equals 250,000 motorsport dollars. And there are 10 tiers each. The reason for them having 10 tiers is you get 2 tiers per track. So here, let's jump in and find out. Right. So yada yada yada. Oh, and another thing that's similar to the exclusive series is that all the tiers, in this case all 10 tiers, are unlocked right away, so you can bounce around and do the shorter quick races like autocross and speed snaps and so on first, and collect 25% completion reward, which in this case happens to be 25,000 motorsport dollars, and so on and so forth. So you don't necessarily have to go tier by tier. Although I might actually do that myself, as in like just go in sequential order, just simply because I'm realizing it's easier to organize videos that way when you come back to look for things. So just purely logistic reasons, not necessarily. If I were not making videos, I would bounce all over the place and try to collect as much of these early rewards as quickly as I can. That's the way I would do it. So I recommend that's the way you should do it too, unless you're also making videos and want to keep things somewhat organized, then okay, fine. But anyway, so the first venue for these invitational series, we start at Silverstone. So first here you have variety events. Like in this case, you got speed record, autocross, head to head. But I've also have my McLaren on my other account unlocked. In that one, tier one, the first one, Silverstone. McLaren has speed snap, head to head, and speed record. So variety events. But then once we get to the second tier of the same venue, Silverstone, then we all get cup. So we have 3 different cups, and you might be wondering, why do we have 3 different cups, different lap counts. So at Silverstone, the first one, and this applies for all the cars, all the Invitational Series. So all the second, fourth, sixth, eighth, and 10th tiers are identical across all Invitational Series. The even number tiers, odd number tiers have different combination of events. Which ones we include. We got eliminations, we got speed snap, speed record, endurance, autocross, those things. So they're mixed in there, and they vary depending on which car, which invitational series you're in. So they try to mix things up a little bit at least, while providing us with all the identical cups. So you don't feel like if you go with one car, fully upgrading one car, you don't feel like you're missing out on like a longer race or something. So anyway, so you got for Silverstone, you get the first cup is 3 lap, as you can see here. Next one is a 5 lap at Silverstone, yeah. And then the 8 lapper, the longest one for the Silverstone there. And then next tier we get Monza. So for Mercedes, we got speed snap, endurance, and elimination. Well, in the McLaren, you get elimination, speed record, and speed snap at Monza. All, of course, road course. There are no junior courses here for F1. And then the Cup, once again, it's same across the board. The first one is the morning race, and then second one is just the regular day race, and then the last one is gonna be back to morning race again. And once again, that's identical from what I've seen. So the first one is 3 lapper, once again, and then the middle one is a 6 lapper for Monza. And the third one is actually a 9 lapper, which might be the longest race I think they have in the Invitational. Because like Suzuka, you don't get 9 lapper, I don't think. We'll confirm in a second. But anyway, then you move on to the next tier. Tiers 5 and 6 are going to be at Suzuka, as you might have guessed by now. And for Mercedes, as you can see here, we get endurance, head-to-head, and speed record. And all head-to-heads are just single lap. And then for McLaren, I'm looking at it right now, the Suzuka, we get head-to-head, autocross, and endurance. So as I said, there are only so many variety events, so some are going to overlap, but you get the idea. You get some different ones kind of sprinkled in there, right? And then, of course, Suzuka, we only have 1 daytime race for cups. So the first one's going to be 3 lapper. Next one's going to be a 6 lapper, which is a decent length at Suzuka. I would love to have seen 9 lapper or even 10 lapper at Suzuka, but we're going to get 8 laps cup. So it is what it is. And yeah, with Monza having a whole another lap, I think that is longer than Suzuka 8-lapper. Anyway, then of course next tier we got the next tiers 7 and 8. We got Circuit of the Americas, as you can see, for Mercedes, the other M brand here. For Mercedes, we got Autocross, Speed Snap, and Elimination. Once again, all at Grand Prix circuit. And McLaren, you get Endurance, Head-to-Head, and Elimination. So as I unlock these different invitational series, I'll have all the, I'll actually go through every tier, every race in the separate video series, so you'll get to see what's where. So far I have 3 cars unlocked on the invitational. So for this one, I got Mercedes. On my second one, I got McLaren, and my third one, I have Alfa Romeo unlocked. They're fully upgraded, so I'll probably try to run through all 3 at once, just kind of give you guys what it's like if you were to run through with those, at least starting with those 3. And anyway, I'm sure you can find other Cars Invitational somewhere on YouTube, because there are tons of obviously Real Racing 3 content online. So anyway, so that's the Circuit of the Americas, and then the 3 different cups. First one, once again, is going to be 3-lap, the short one, and then the middle one is going to be 5-lapper, and the last one is going to be 8-lapper. So yeah, and then of course the one that we haven't hit yet is of course Yas Marina. So the tiers 9 and 10 are going to be at the Yas Marina circuit. And for Mercedes, we got speed record, endurance, and head-to-head. And for McLaren, we got speed record, elimination, and speed snap. And this one, of course, we got the different time. So they're going to be spread onto different time period of the day for these races. But the Cup, I believe, are going to have the same. Actually, no, I take that back. So, as I'm looking at my McLaren one next to me here, I know you guys are looking at my Mercedes one. So Mercedes, you got Cup. The first one is morning, second one's night, and the third one's evening. The one that I'm looking at on McLaren, the first one is morning, the middle one is just the daytime, and the last one is evening. So with the McLaren, you don't get the night race at Yas Marina, which is a little disappointing, because I really like the way the track looks at night. It's very spectacular. But anyway, I guess daytime is fine. The visibility is better, although it's not really all that bad. But anyway, so once again, the first Cup 3-lapper, you get the idea here. The middle one is going to be 5-lapper, and the last one is going to be, as you guessed it, 8 laps, right? So that's how these invitational series are laid out. So if you go through each tier one at a time, obviously 25% is going to be somewhere, most likely like 2 gold trophies in tier 3. Completion of tier 5, the Suzuka, if you go in order, would be the 50%, and tier 8 is where you're going to pick up the 75% completion. And of course, upon completing every race with the gold trophy, you'll get the 100% completion reward. So there you go. There is the rundown of how these invitational series look. As I said, all the Cup races more or less are same in terms of location and lap count, which means the payout is going to be the same. They might have different time of the day as I just realized. But, you know, that doesn't really affect the race all that much. At least I don't think. So anyway, that does it for this quick video regarding introduction to Formula One Invitational Series. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for more content on my channel. All right, take care, guys.